It is a cold and windy December 10th here in Houston. You can see the broccoli has been beaten during the night with the wind, and they're just all blown off to one side. I've got some plants leaning over here, so it's time to get these protected. I don't have what I need to get the 4-foot beds covered into a greenhouse, so what I've done here is taken some pallets that I have, put some plastic on there, and that should help the wind from blowing onto the plants. Over here where I've got the mini greenhouse hoops built, you can see I've pulled away the mulch from the ground. I've got my plastic cut here, and now I'm going to lay it across the top, put the mulch around the edges, and that will help the plants get protected from this cold, bitter north wind. Okay, with just a few minutes of work, I was able to put the plastic up, put the mulch around it, and get it all tucked in. I was a little concerned because these plants are growing so fast and they're so big, they're growing over the sides of the grow box. But because I'm not nailing this down right next to the grow box, I can actually extend it out, and I think the leaves will have plenty of room inside there. They'll be a little bit crowded, but they'll be nice and warm. How to build this mini greenhouse is completely outlined in detail in the Mittleider gardening course book in the advanced topics section on lesson 23, which talks about cold weather gardening and how can you cover your soil beds or your grow boxes. If you don't have the Mittleider gardening course book, please check the link below this video and go to the growfood.com/bestdeal and go to the shop and order the book there, or you can get it on their 10-book DVD set. We're going to have really cold and windy weather for the next 2 days. I'm going to cover up the rest of my beds, and I'm going to come back tomorrow and see how well this held up. Again, we're just using tree mulch to hold this plastic down. We're expecting 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. You see I don't have any clips on here. We're going to see how well this holds up in what I consider strong winds and how well the plants fare inside the grow box. One thing that we do highly recommend is using greenhouse plastic. It's not the plastic you find at Home Depot, although in a pinch, if you have to, you can use that, but you have to realize that it's only going to last for maybe a season or two. The greenhouse plastic is not very expensive, and it will last several years because it is made to withstand the UV rays from the sun. One thing that I found handy was to use these Irwin quick grips in order to hold the center right where I want it. Then I can move the soil or the mulch up against the plastic and it holds it in place. Now that I'm done, I just take these off and I'll put these back in the garage. Okay, I've got all the grow boxes tucked in for the winter wind and cold. Everything looks great. I did have a broccoli that was growing out of the side of this box here, so I just pulled this out further and gave it plenty of room to grow inside. Nice that it's flexible, that I don't have things clamped down and rigid. It gives me some wiggle room in order to let the plants grow. Here I have my strawberries and onions all tucked away. This is an 18-foot long bed, and so this is ready for the cold weather also. One thing that you want to keep in mind is that you don't want your mini greenhouses to get too hot, so when the temperature gets about 50 degrees, you want to open up the ends, and if it gets 70 degrees, you want to just remove the plastic altogether. I would probably just tuck it down to the side, knowing that I probably need it again later that evening. We're done for the day. We'll go ahead and check tomorrow, see how these things withstood the wind and the cold tonight. It is recommended that you put it in a thermometer in at least one of the grow boxes to give you an idea what the inside temperatures are.
Well, it's the next morning and my fishing thermometer says it's a balmy 27 degrees.
The good news is that all of the mini greenhouses stayed completely wrapped. We didn't get much wind last night, but everything was protected. Take a look at the broccoli over here. And that's covered here too. And we'll compare that to these broccolis over here. You see how they are curled up and they do not look very good. Let's see how these look compared to the ones that are inside here. Okay, we're under the cover. The broccoli looks actually fine.
Looks like it needs some sunshine, but no burn, no curled. It looks good. I'm very happy with that. Even the broccoli that was up against the plastic here on the left-hand side.
It may be warming up today, and if the temperatures get into the 50s inside of here, I need to open up the ends. So let me show you how I did the ends. I just kind of folded them like a present. You know how you wrap a present? One way like that, and the other way over like that. And that way it's just really easy to open up the ends and take a look inside. Let's take a look inside. Here are the strawberries. Everything looks great. And as a bonus for today, I'm going to come in here and harvest my first strawberry of the year. There she is. Outstanding. Glad I put up this mini greenhouse here. Again, as a reminder, pick up the Mittleider gardening course book, go to the section on cold weather gardening, and get all the details about how to build these. And don't forget to watch my videos on how to bend these arches and all the measurements for the supports in the ground and how to protect your garden from winter cold and wind. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if you are prepared, you shall not fear. And if you use the Mittleider concept, you'll be able to protect your plants and have a great harvest throughout the entire winter and get an early start to your plants in spring.